And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. This is Morning Coffee. Here we go. The daily morning coffee. I kind of ramp up TikTok live over on the other side a little bit and had a little conversation over there a couple minutes earlier. We're going to talk about a few things. Nikki is here. Thanks for hanging out, Nikki. You know, every morning I wake up, I kind of like I'm on a little campaign. We're having issues over on TikTok with certain things, which is it's kind of sad because that's like the biggest platform that I have. I'm trying to grow this one, obviously, but every morning I wake up and I have coffee, and that's why I decided, well, we'll just call this morning coffee because I'm sitting down and I'm having time to do this because I have a 2-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, and we were just talking about this on TikTok, but this time here, you know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here. I've been up since 4:15. That's what time when I get up. Because I realize that I can take time out of my day that doesn't take time away from my family because they're still in bed sleeping. And so I do it that way. I wake up every morning, I have a cup of coffee, and I really like this coffee cup. I don't use it every single morning, but I try to. This is from my friend Brian, who has the Warriors collection, which, you know, it led to a lot of things that I do. It didn't lead to, here's the deal. Like, you put yourself with these people, you put yourself around certain people. And I ended up in this group with my friend Jay, with Brian, and also a friend Zach, who stopped podcasting, and, you know, he lives in Germany. But, it's funny, you know, a lot of the things that we do, we bounce ideas off of each other and things like that. Well, Brian, you know, he's a warrior on TikTok, and I'm trying to spread the word about him to try and get him to 1,000 people, you know, 1,000 followers, so he can go live. Like we're doing here. And there's a friend of ours, a rancher, who just got suspended for helping other people. It's essentially what it is. If you go look at his last video, you'll see, for helping other people get higher count or get more followers. So like, he's basically sharing with your followers, you need to go follow this guy, because if you follow this person, you know, they'll get to 1,000, you may change your day. TikTok is suppressing, like, talking against what's going on with TikTok, which, again, like, I love TikTok, but it's not the same TikTok that it was before. It's weird. Yeah, it's just weird. But anyway, Brian has a Warriors collection, which brought me, like, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have this Success Warrior crew. So we use the hashtag SWC, and those are my people. These are the people. This is where, when I got on TikTok, that's where I got, you know, that's where my followers came from. They started to realize that it's something that's, you know, the podcast is called Shaping Success. Brian's main focus is that everyone can be a warrior, be your own warrior in your own way. And he's on my podcast probably, I've known him for almost 4 years now, and he was on my podcast early on, and we talked about being a warrior in your own way. No matter what, everyone is a warrior. It just depends on what you're being a warrior for. And it's that mentality that you're going to do everything with integrity, that you're going to bust your butt, that a lot of things that we talk about. So that's why I love this coffee cup. I wake up in the morning, I see that, and I'm like, oh, good, it's in the cupboard, because I don't always do the dishes, or they don't always get done. And so we have lots of other coffee cups, but this is the first one that I go to. This is the one that I first, you know, that's it. Oh, I love that, Nikki. That is great. So Nikki just said it ain't just a podcast. It's a way of life. And it is. It's a way of life. And it's tough. But anyway, that's kind of pissed me off a little bit, because we're trying to support people, and we're trying to make people better, and we're trying to get people followers and things like that. And I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe I'll duet that video, but here's the deal. Okay, so I'm duetting videos, and they're not getting pushed out. So I'm getting 0 views on my videos. So I duetted one of Brian yesterday, which Rancher tried to post out to help him get, you know, some more followers. And then he got suspended for 8 days. So he's been trying to text me and see how it's going. What's up, Paris? Thanks for hanging over here on TikTok. It's kind of crazy because he got suspended, and every little blurb about why he got suspended, he posted, and it's basically saying that he got suspended because he is trying to influence other people to follow other people to create fake followers. It's basically what it said. Pissed me off. So I don't know. It's tough. I love TikTok, but it's not the same. And they can influence you to buy all their crap right now, but you can't influence people to follow people. And I mean, talk about when I first started, there was these follower trains. They still do them. It's like, it's crazy. So follow for follow, blah, 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 blah. And now we can't put like people together. So I don't know. It's nuts. But anyway, we're just trying to get Brian to 1,000 and it's nuts. So I don't know. If you're just joining, this is live. I do post it on my podcast platform. I don't really edit it, the audio or anything like that for the podcast platform because it's just too much work. And I try to make, it's live on YouTube. I'm working on getting it so that it's like just, there's a lot of backside work that you have to do in order to make it work. But anyway, we're just talking about things that happen, things in my life that I have done to get where I've gotten. And I'm not like at some point I'm going to be Tony Robbins. That's the goal. It's just coaching. It's just helping. It's just telling people I'm an everyday guy. These are the things that I do to help myself be more successful in what I'm doing. And shaping success is about, like success is generally designed by you. You choose what it is. Okay. That's all there is to it. So anyway, sorry, I was reading a comment over on TikTok. Sometimes I get a little distracted over there. So the thing about it is like I can do live on Ecamm, which is what I use this program, YouTube, Facebook, I think Twitter is where it goes, but it won't go on TikTok, which is annoying. So I have to run TikTok over here. He is still here. His comments are not off. It's just he can't like DM people. It's weird because he's alive. It's live as far as Rancher goes. Sorry, that's the question over on TikTok. But anyway, I was talking last night or a little bit with Nikki, and she's like, "Have you ever covered this and this topic?" And the topic is like taking a break, right? Because we all need to do it sometimes. We all need to take a mental break from things. And I think a lot of times we forget that we need to do that and we need to be able to take time for ourselves. And I do it. And I think that everyone should, but I started thinking about like, what would happen if I did, right? I need to sometimes. I do take them. And I think that other people think that that other people need to do it as well. And I thought about like so my job, right? Like this here is my thing. Like I can do whatever I want with it. Like if I want to do a morning show like I'm doing right now, or if I want to just do it once a week, or if I want to do it once a month, or if I want to just shut her down, I could do it, right? But my mind a lot of times won't let me. But you'll also see that I will. I'll wake up in the morning one day and I'll just be like, I don't feel like coming in here and doing it. And I won't do it. And the tougher part about doing it every day, 5 days a week is that like, I don't necessarily know that I could do it every day. Like I just get tired of it. Like I need to take a time. I need to take a break or whatever. I wake up in the morning and I don't know what I have to talk about. And sometimes things just come to me. Sometimes I'm going through things. Sometimes things are just good. And I don't have anything to talk about. But with work during the day, my job revolves around me being at work. Like my income is designed to be bigger or smaller based on whether I work or not. So like right now, this time of year is a little bit slower. Yesterday I had one appointment. Normally I have on a busy day, on like a normal everything, it would be 3 a day. Busy, I got 4, sometimes 5 appointments. And I'm really good and I'm really efficient at what I do. Usually get them done before other people do. But I can't take a break because if I take a break, then I don't have money. And I don't have vacation, right? So it just basically, that's the way it is. It's like, so if I take day off, then I don't have any money. So that's a decision that I have to make. Now, I was thinking about it. What would happen? And my employer always says, well, you don't work, you don't get paid, no big deal. You don't need vacation because people call you. And he's right. People do call, but I don't make as much. And so based on my current situation, the way that things are, I need to make every dime I can. So it becomes hard to take time off. So as a person who is a full-time sales commission person, you end up taking like a weekend, right? Because we don't work on the weekend. So if you don't work on the weekend, then it doesn't matter. You're not losing money. So what I'll end up doing is I'll take a Friday, because that's only one day, and I'll take a Monday. So we got 4 days. So I never take a whole week off. And it gets stressful. It does get annoying. And I wonder how long I can do it, But if you have the opportunity to be able to do it, then do it. Take that time, because you need to take a break. If you have vacation time, if you have whatever, take a break. And it's funny because Nikki and I were talking about it, and she's like, "Well, it's going to be crazy what happens when I come back to it." And I can just imagine, because that's the same thing with me. It's like, as far as it goes, if I don't answer emails or if I don't take phone calls, and that's the other thing. Like, if I take a break, if I take a day off, if I take 2 days off, people don't stop talking to me. People don't stop calling me. People don't stop emailing me, asking me questions, trying to put in orders, trying to stop things. Like, that stuff doesn't stop as a salesperson. It's just something that you have to deal with. So sometimes I miss the opportunity, even though I know I talk about like having freedom of being able to do the things that I want to do, because I somewhat work for myself, because I can do whatever I want. If I took a week off, then I would just miss out on it. So it's kind of tough. That's a hard part. But if you have vacation time, and you don't use it, it's kind of a tough thing. So remember to take a break. It's really important. And then the house says freedom is worth money too. And it is 100%. It is worth money. It's just tough. It's really hard when things are, shit's tough all over right now, right? Like, everything is not cheap. Everything costs money. And you have to really determine what makes you happy. And, there's all these ways to save a little money here and there. But I've just kind of tried to prioritize those things, and what can I do to maximize everything. My hope was always that like this would supplement, this would make more money. And when I say this, I mean the podcast and selling merchandise and doing all those things, so that I could just say, hey, you know what? I can afford to take a day off here because this is doing that. And it hasn't quite happened that way. Yep, it's nuts. Everything is expensive. I mean, you walk into, this is a luxury, right? Like going and buying a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dutch Brothers, BlackRock, wherever I know everyone's all over the country, but like going and buying coffee is like a luxury. It's something that you do. And I remember when it used to be like $3 for a cup, and that was tough. And now it's $7 every time you go buy a cup of coffee. How many gallons of gas is that? Gas is $3.25 gallon. I was driving through, this is a funny story. I was driving through, where was I? I was in Payette, Idaho. I grew up in Ontario, and we were cruising through. And I remember we used to drive, Ontario is in Oregon, and you drive over a bridge and you're in Payette. And gas was like $1.03 when I was in high school, at $1.03 at one of the gas stations in Oregon. And we used to always go to Idaho because it was 99 cents a gallon. And so it was crazy. But now we're driving through, and I told my dad, I was like, we're driving by. My dad and I are going through Payette. We hadn't been this one way in a very long time. And I saw this gas station that we used to go to because specifically it was always under $1 for gas there. I mean, and you would drive out of your way to save 3 cents a gallon, which is nuts, but it is crazy. Yeah, and that's it, Nikki. Like, and I think we discussed that as well. I'm the same way, and that's a little bit of a recharge is helpful, but you got to find a way to do it. And it really made me think last night, how are we going to make that happen? So, barbecue sauce, $7. It was nuts. Yeah. Everything is just freaking expensive. And I just don't know. I mean, hopefully it changes, but I don't. Here's the thing with inflation. They're talking, oh, it's inflation. It's inflation. Tell me one time when the price of barbecue sauce is $7 that company isn't going to think that they can't keep selling it for $7 because it's still there. Like now that the price has increased, I've been selling window coverings for 4 years. I've never seen the price go down. The price always goes up. So it's nuts. And that's the thing. Now we're inflated. Now we're at this high. I don't think prices are going to go down because it's supply and demand, but it's nuts. So today, remember to stop and take a deep breath. Remember to take some time for yourself. Remember to, even if it's just 15 minutes, go take a deep breath. I don't know how to, I'm thinking about in my mind, like, how am I going to take a break? How can I do it? How can I recharge? And I'm not quite to that point yet, but I can guarantee you I'm going to get to that point this summer. We're going to be so busy with work that I'm just going to be like, I'm going to need a mental break because things will be driving me insane. And that's the way it works. And you just have to do it. And whether it's a day, whether it's a week, you need to do what you need to do. So, Nikki, I'm glad that you are taking a break because sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you let that shit get to you and sometimes it bothers you. So remember to take a deep breath, whatever you do. I was trying to look for some quotes that talking about taking a break because I think that we have to think about that in a long-term thing, right? What is up, Shelly, over on TikTok? We got a lot of people hopping in over on TikTok, which is great. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube. You can actually get in on the conversation. We are doing this every morning, 4 days a week. I am starting to do a little book review with Robert Watson that started this Wednesday. It was the first time that we did it. So there's a lot of things to contemplate when taking a break. So a vacation helps relieve stress and boredom, gives us change of scenery, provides us with an adventure, and helps bring us closer to our lives. One of the things that I want to do it's very, very hard to do is take a break from this. Like if I ever take a vacation, I almost want to just like take my phone and shut the damn thing down. I keep saying that because we're so stuck with these things that we need them to help us keep moving. I almost want to just shut my phone off and say, you know what? I'm not doing this. Leave your phone somewhere. Think about that. Maybe do that today. The problem is I can't do that because of my job. But go out there and think about that. Like, can you take your phone and go set it down and disappear from it? Disappear from all the electronic shit for a couple hours, for a day, whatever. Take a break and see how that helps you. Went off social media all summer. That is yeah. I mean, the hard part with that, with what we do, with the podcast, with social media, is it is a promotional tool to get that stuff out. So it's kind of tough to just take a break. A vacation is having nothing to do and all day to do it. That's totally true. And that's, how many of you, like, if you take a vacation, what do you think of a vacation? Because my wife's idea of vacation, my idea of vacation are completely different, but I just do what I need to do. Like, if I took a 7-day vacation, my idea of taking a 7-day vacation, we did this last year. My employer goes to like, it's not quite what I would call a conference. You do have a couple meetings here and there, but one of the manufacturers of the shades that we sell, if you sell a certain amount, sends you to a destination, and they talk about how the company's doing, and they kind of wine and dine you and take care of you. Like, the nice thing about it was the trip was all inclusive to Cancun. I took my wife. We were able to just kind of relax, and we didn't have any idea of where we were going to go. But when my wife goes on, when we go on a vacation as a family, because that was like, hey, we're going to go sit by the pool. We may take a walk on the beach. We can do this and that. Like, that's relaxing to me. But when my wife goes on a vacation, like, so we're deciding we're going to go to Arizona. We're going to go to the aquarium. Arizona has an aquarium. That's crazy. We're going to go to the zoo. We're going to go to ride horses in the desert. I mean, there's all these things that we have to do, these activities. And to me, that's not restful. So, but to her it is. And like, it's taking the kids to go do these things. And it's like, I would rather just like sit down at the pool and have a drink and hang out and relax. And I know that Nikki says she'll be cleaning and organizing, which is, I mean, is that relaxing? If it is, remember to do the things that are relaxing for you, This is it's funny how when Nikki talked to me about this, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a tough one for me to talk about because my whole thing is go, go, go. And like I was talking about, like I can go, 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 and I need to figure out how long I can go, go, go. Like I don't need to figure it out, but I'm going to find out. I know that there is this time where I'm going to hit a wall. So it is important to take that break and we got to figure that out. So that's it. That is it. Spontaneous. Very nice. Yep. And it's easy to say, let go. Like, I mean, again, talking about like for me, I don't have vacation. So it's like, if I do it, I don't. How many have paid vacation? That's another good question. Because if you have paid vacation, you can take that time. If you don't, then like for me, it's like I said, if I take that time, I have to either save a bunch of money in order to take that time. And the swing of what it could be paid throughout that week that I could miss versus what I'm spending is a lot. So you have to, I don't know, it's kind of tough. But that's my deal. I could take a break from this, but I couldn't take a break from what pays me. Or I could, but it takes a lot of work to happen. So anyway, that's my ramblings of the morning. Okay. You need to, yeah, you can. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I think that when we talk about it, it's like my employer will let me take time off and I should, but like, it's like a day here, a day there. And that's all there is to it. I have the opportunity to take more in time, but I just don't, I can't. I just get money wise. I don't earn any PTO. So it's a tough thing. But if you do earn PTO, take that time. Okay. Well, that is about all I have for today. We're going to come back on Monday, get through the weekend. I have some projects that I hope to get done in about 2.5 hours. I'm going to call a gravel pit, see if I can get some gravel. Sounds really fun, right? It's hilarious because the things that I've been doing lately, I don't know that I ever would have done it before. Like I'm talking about, like we live on 3 acres. We got to figure out a way to take care of it. I've looked at tractors, thought about buying a tractor. And I always thought I was going to buy a riding lawnmower because my lawn that I have planted is a 1/2 acre. But I was I'd use my push mower on it. It didn't take too long. Why wouldn't I just use my push mower? I can use a riding lawnmower, but why would I use a riding lawnmower while I can push mow it? And obviously it's not mowing season here in Idaho. It's supposed to snow today. We haven't got snow. So we'll see what happens. The weathermen are always liars. It seems like there is a guy that, around here that is better than the people on the news, but he wasn't right again. So now I got to go in and tell my wife, hey, your weatherman's wrong. Got to point it out. But we talked about taking breaks today. No matter what that break is, maybe you need to take a day off. Maybe you need to take a week off. Maybe you need to take an hour off, 15 minutes. Stop what you're doing. Take a deep breath. Maybe you need a 10-minute break. I used to make fun of people who meditate, and then I started to realize that meditation is probably a good thing, but now I need to do it. Put that into practice. Maybe meditate, reflect, think about those things that you've got going on, and just recharge. Get a recharge going. I want to thank, we have 2 Patreons now, and I think that's funny, but I think it's important to say that there are some people who have a lot of Patreons. I listened to Michael Rosenbaum talk about his, and he's reading off the names of all his Patreon supporters that he has, and he has like over 100, and they're naming them off every single day. I have a couple, and I'm happy to have that, and I just got a second one. So Nikki, thank you for supporting us through Patreon. Anna, thank you for supporting us through Patreon. Part of that is getting a shout out. You're also going to get a shout out if you sub on TikTok. So Nikki is subs on. Nikki's quite the supporter here. And I truly appreciate her for everything that she does, because she also writes my show notes, posts my clips and all that stuff too for me, because, well, you got to work together, and it takes an army to make that happen. So Havana, Twisted D, and Michelle, thank you for all being TikTok supporters. If you guys want to join Patreon, you can do that. Go to westankersley.com. There's a link in my bio, or not a link in my bio, a link on there that you can join Patreon for as little as $3 a month. You can support the show. You can sub on TikTok. Whatever you do helps me to do more in here, helps me to work on the editing, helps me to... Nikki's volunteering. It'd be nice to pay her. But we got to get there. So have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Until Monday, I challenge you. Until every day, I challenge you. The tagline is till next time. I challenge you to find a shape of your success. I challenge you to find a shape of your success every single day. But we will see you Monday and talk about it some more. Have an awesome weekend.